Thomas Keneally's novel, The Chant of Jimmie Blacksmith, draws inspiration from a dark fragment of Australian history in the early 1900s, focusing on the character of Jimmie Blacksmith, a mixed-race Indigenous man who eventually embarks on a violent killing spree. The novel explores Jimmie's life leading up to these heinous acts, shedding light on the racism he faces as someone caught between two cultures. Jimmie begins as a member of the Magundi tribe but is unable to fully embrace his tribal heritage. Instead, he follows the advice of the Reverend and Mrs. Neville, who encourage him to assimilate into white society, believing it will improve his life. However, Jimmie soon discovers that despite his efforts to fit in, he encounters disrespect and discrimination from employers and the police due to his racial background. His life takes a tumultuous turn when he enters a relationship with a white woman named Gilda, leading to a marriage and the birth of a child who is not his own. This deception fuels Jimmie's growing anger and sense of entrapment. The breaking point comes when Jimmie's relatives give him a tribal initiation tooth, hoping it will protect him. When he is denied a pay advance by his employer and driven to the brink, he unleashes his fury by committing a brutal act of violence, killing the Newby family and a schoolteacher named Mrs. Graff. Realizing the gravity of his actions, Jimmie and his family become fugitives, pursued by those seeking justice. The narrative takes a darker turn as Jimmie and his half-brother Mort continue their violent path, targeting those who wronged them in the past. However, a hostage, McCready, challenges Jimmie's actions and their impact on Mort's spirit, prompting Jimmie to leave Mort an opportunity for redemption. He continues to flee, only to be eventually shot while attempting to cross a river. Jimmie takes refuge in a convent, biding his time until he is captured. The novel concludes as he witnesses the hanging of Tabiji, one of his relatives left behind, fully aware that he is next in line for execution. Keneally's novel challenges the assumption that Jimmie Blacksmith's violent actions are inherent to his race. Instead, it attributes his crimes to a system of oppression and unfair treatment within a society that refused to accept him despite his efforts to conform to its norms. The Chant of Jimmie Blacksmith shines a light on the historical violence and bias faced by Indigenous Australians, aiming to depict the complex forces that drove Jimmie to his tragic fate. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.